Welcome to another Will You Snell development live stream. It's time to get a little organized with the levels and set the level structure up because I want to finish the first version of this game at the end of March. So we have a lot of levels already, but we've got to bring them in an order that makes sense and start figuring out where the gaps are and filling those gaps in. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Michael, did you just make fun of my beautiful baby game? But you're right, if the game fails, at the very least, let's make a successful video about it. Then at the very least, it's useful for something, right? It is starting humanly. Yes, Jan, welcome. And Cube2 Sauerbraten. I know that's not how I'm supposed to call you. It's Darky, right? Dark Soon, welcome. Brown, oh my god, so many people right at the beginning. Just need to press start streaming and you're here already. That's genius. Good morning, Kyle, welcome. Darky, yes, ha, I knew it. I was right all along. Oh my god. My breasts are touching the microphone. That's not good. Cool. Let's go. I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, you should be able to see this because my camera is sometimes blocking the view. I forget about this all the time. Hello, Link. Welcome. As you can see here, we have really quite a bunch of levels already. Let me deactivate the camera real quick. See, that's, oh my god, it's at the very least 20, 25 levels. And Game Maker was once again very smart here because you can put rooms into folders. You can create folders for these rooms. But if you want to have parent-child structures for your rooms, then you can't put them into folders. So I'm left with basically a million levels that I can't put into folders because I want all of these rooms to be a child of this room. Because if I don't do that, then it will be super annoying to sync all of these levels up and keep the layer structure the same and all of that sort of stuff. So basically there's no way to organize these levels, but at the very least I've started giving them some names that make a little more sense. So basically, first of all, we start out in this tutorial room. Then here we have another dark exploration room, and we probably need to change these up a little bit because I just realized that before you jump right into the game, we should probably teach the player how to do a proper double jump and stuff like that. Things that I think a little better in the winter demo, but that still need some improving. And I basically, in this version of the game, that isn't done at all. I mean, it worked relatively okay in the first demo, but then we move on to the room where you first meet the AI antagonist and you talk to the AI. That room is already done, up and running. Might have seen that, but at the moment the AI is deactivated because it pisses me off if it interrupts me all of the time. Oopsie doopsie. So I deactivated it. Yeah, we reached 2,000 subs. I know, it's awesome. And hi, Mustag, welcome to the stream. So this is the first room where we just collide, or where the AI starts spawning a bunch of crazy spikes all over the place. And then we continue onwards to this parkour level here, where it's a little different, where there are a lot of pre-placed spikes already in the level. But the AI still spawns the occasional spike here and there. Then we have our second parkour level that is way too hard, that we need to make a lot easier. And then I wonder, how does the game continue from there? And I think it would probably be cool to have like one more gameplay level, and then maybe could have the brain room or something like that to switch things up a bit and get some story elements going again. And basically I want to split this into multiple chapters, multiple worlds, so it will start out in this very normal world, and then maybe at some point we will move on into Disco Land, Underwater Land, and Winterland. So we will have 4 different landscapes for the next version of the game. I think 4 is probably enough for now. And then if I decide to keep expanding the game, then we'll obviously add a couple more worlds like creepy Horrorland or something like that would be cool. Yeah, I'm sure there are a lot of cool, crazy things we could still do with different settings, different setups. But for now, I think disco is a pretty cool one, so I'm happy we have that in the game. And then underwater and snow landscape, yeah, whatever. We just use those because we have them. So what I'm thinking is there's still a couple of level design elements missing. At the moment, it's a little tricky to do proper level design because all I have basically to do level design is walls, spikes, and these squashers that we recently added. So I would like to have a couple more building blocks, useful building blocks that we can recombine in interesting ways and hopefully build interesting levels with. At the moment, my toolbox for doing so is not all too big. Okay, we have those enemies, those jumping enemies, but they're pretty hard to deal with as a player, so they will probably appear a little later into the game. So I'm sure we'll be able to come up with some mean things. And today I also want to make a level with conveyor belts or something like that, so let's see if we can create 2 new levels in this stream. That would be absolutely awesome. And then one thing that just came to my mind, oh my god. I also want to make a level that combines the new shooting mechanic with some of the stuff we have already. So how cool would that be if there was just a gun lying around here somewhere in the level, and then you can shoot all of these spikes and all of that default stuff as well. I see potential. Yeah, the channel is growing really quickly at the moment. It's really crazy. A roguelike level that gets randomly generated. That's a cool idea. I would love to have a roguelike level. Why not make the entire game a roguelike? Then we don't need to do any level design at all. You really want to play the game? Well, lucky you, there's a link to the winter demo in the description. If you haven't played the game yet and you want to get a little bit of a taste of how it plays, then I recommend you play that. In case you have played that already, then sorry, gotta have to wait for the next release. You could add a teleporter or something like that. Yes, why not? Why not? That is an interesting idea as well. So I already made a sprite for the conveyor belts, and I also have an object for them. So I guess we're gonna start off with the conveyor belts and make a level with that. And then I have one more idea for an enemy that I want to create in this stream. So a lot to do. Let's get just started. Let's get right into it. A lot of talking today. Let's have a sip of water. You like the level design so far? Cool. Great work so far. Thank you. Import game to Linux platforms. Yes, I hope the final game will be available for Linux. At the moment, I'm too lazy to build it for Linux. At the moment, it's not really very high priority. I'm sorry. So sorry. You're the Linux guy. Okay, I see. Yeah. Sorry. Gotta have a bit of patience. Hey Jonas, I noticed that a lot of your level design is static, standard, sine, moving platform is a good start. I see what you mean. Yeah, it's very, very static. There are no moving platforms so far. Yeah, you're right. I'm not entirely sure how to implement that, but especially with the AI definitely benefits from everything being static. In case you don't know how the AI works at the moment, it basically tries to predict your movement by calculating where you will be half a second from now, 1 second from now. And I guess that would be slightly trickier to do with moving platforms. So maybe that's why I've shied away from that so far. Hello from Russia. How are you? Thank you, Kusk. I'm fine. Hope you're fine as well. Hello from Germany. So what are you gonna do today? I just spoke about it. 2 new enemies, hopefully 2 new levels, and organizing the levels a bit. That's the main goal. Darky, I'm very sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. See, here in GameMaker, there is in theory an export to Ubuntu option. But I need a Linux device to do that. So I don't have a Linux device at the moment. Sure, I could install a different partition or whatever, but at the moment it doesn't feel like a very high priority task. In case you have GameMaker, I will send you the entire project and you can do it if you want. I would trust you with that, especially because the game isn't done yet. So if you feel like doing that and exporting it to Linux, then that would be great. Will you be juicing up the sound effects today or just standard stuff? I don't know what's wrong with the title. That juicing up stuff title is from yesterday. I changed the title to level structure, but for some reason maybe YouTube hasn't updated that on some streams. Hey Fabian, welcome to the stream. VirtualBox, yeah, right. I could also just use a VirtualBox for Linux machine. That would work as well, right? But that would at the very least be like a day of work, 1 day, 2 days, because I haven't never done that before. And as I know GameMaker, that will not just work. There will be some complications. I think it might be a good idea to make an AI with machine learning. This can be implemented by having 2 AIs, one trying to find a good way and one trying to kill the AI. Yeah, that would be super interesting. It would also be super hard, though. Maybe you've seen the video where I try to teach an AI to play a very simple game with just 2 balls that try to push each other off the platform. This is a much more complicated game, so unfortunately I kind of doubt that I would manage to do this with machine learning. And the approach I do at the moment also does not use machine learning. It's just a very basic, simple AI that literally just continues the movement of the snail and just looks, that's where you'll end up in half a second, and that's where I'll spawn the traps. So very basic AI. And I actually think the game will be fine with that, especially for the 3-month scope we have at the moment. That will absolutely be enough. Will it be available for Android and iOS? I don't think this game is suitable for Android and iOS, unfortunately, because the movement is very fast and quick, and I think the controls on mobile are not precise enough to control this properly, and it would probably feel pretty frustrating. If I wanted to port it to mobile, then we would have to slow it down and change a bunch of the balancing parameters, and that is at the moment nothing I want to invest time in. Not to speak of the performance, because the performance is not optimized for mobile at all. I'm happy that it runs smoothly on PC now, or at the very least, so I hope. Yeah, there's still some work to do. If you port in on Linux, I'm sure more people will play it, because there aren't that many games that run well on Linux when they will love it. Yeah, sure. I will definitely try to port it to Linux. I think no Wangeline, that today's stream does not have anything to do with juice. Stupid YouTube. Update the title. The title of this video is level structure. Please, YouTube. Why do you still show yesterday's title? I don't understand. I don't know if this is true, but I've also heard about a statistic that Linux players are far more likely to complain about your game and to leave bad reviews. So I hope that's not true. yeah, so today we'll worry about levels, and enough Q&A for now. We've actually got work to do. There are good Android platformers out there for sure, yeah. Yeah, the good mobile platformers are definitely quite slow because the controls are just a little more imprecise. That's just the way it works on mobile. Make juice level. A level with the rising juice and juice dripping from the walls. Actually, that sounds kind of fun. We might do that. Sounds like something that belongs into this game, actually. Sure, no problem. I got a PC, so I'm gonna play it. Perfect. It's now changed to level structure for me. Finally, thank you, YouTube. So generous. Yo, I'm new here. Can you tell me what you're working on? Yes, of course. This game is called Will You Snail, and it's basically a 2D platformer rage game with a bunch of crazy levels. So, for example, we have a shooter level, a tower defense level, and the main antagonist is an evil AI in this weird simulated world, and it's pretty crazy overall. Yeah. Maybe we can just give it a quick play, and then you'll see what it's all about. Let's just hit the play button. And then we can also check out the basic level structure that I've set up so far. You start out in the main menu. I think I'll turn the volume down a little bit for you on the game, right? And oopsie doops. Jonas messing with his stream setup again. As I renamed the levels, there seem to be some new errors, so I've gotta fix those really quick. Object difficulty selection, where's that one? Probably in managers. Here. A01 tutorial, that's where we want to go to. Now it should work, and oops, maybe I'll also enable the AI so you can see what that is all about. I just hope that it's actually still functional, because when I have it deactivated for a while, then sometimes it just keeps breaking down for no reason at all. Let's produce some snail juice. What's wrong this time? I don't understand where this error is coming from. But there's an easy way to pass it for now. Oh no, actually not. That's unfortunate when that happens on stream, because that slows everything down a bit, and sometimes it just takes a bit to fix these buggity bugs. And honestly, I don't want to focus. Why do you why do you make me focus? My brain isn't working. Okay, let's try to solve this actually. Object, go to room. Not that before reading it. I should have never renamed this room. This was a mistake. A big mistake. I like Unity better. Yes, I like Unity better as well. We have something in common there. Bing! Oh, sorry, here's the cam. High five. Patch! Does debug mode work? Yes. I never used GameMaker before, so this is very confusing. Yeah, I can imagine. Jonas and the Error Message, episode 87. No, it's only episode 48. Yeah, well, 16 people watching this error message right now with me. That's great. Oh, jeez. This error message looks really confusing. Usually it gives me a line, but this line doesn't help me because it's just in the... in the script that probably didn't produce the error message, or at the least... I don't think so. It did. I know that I probably used the old level name somewhere. And that caused the error, but I have no idea where I used the wrong level name. And in Unity, usually, you know, there's a nice little function in Visual Studio where you can just check where you've used a certain function, where it's called from. Just right-click it and click Show All References. That doesn't exist in GameMaker, so good luck finding that section of your game where the error is. When we hit enter a space, we want to fade to room A01 tutorial. What if we go to a different room? Is there maybe something wrong in the first room? Oh yeah, there seems to be something wrong in the first room. Oh dang, I still shoot when I jump. That's not how it's supposed to be. Bugs over bugs, yeah, let's... Jesus Christ, no! Jonas and the bug, Jonas and the bug. Level start. It's so annoying that I can't rename my levels. Equals a... Hello, Spikes. Are you happy now? Well, that should be one bug resolved. The other one is still, who knows where it is. Oh my god, 20 people watching error messages together with me. That's amazing.
Hey, can you hear me? Jump to say yes.
So that's the AI, the main antagonist, if you haven't seen it before.
Nice. May I ask you, have you played this game before?
No.
Okay, so you play this game for the very first time now. Is that correct? Nice. Seems like it worked like a charm this time. I love playing against you. It's so nice to know there's a real conscious being on the other end. I'm sure you're very good at this. Priceless. Alright, try to give me a challenge, will you?
And here we have a bunch of AI spawn spikes where it tries to predict my movement and kill me basically.
Oh, what? How did you do that so quickly? I don't understand.
But I'm obviously way too skilled to fall for any of that.
Who the hell launched this simulation on casual difficulty, and why do you still fail?
As you could see right there, the subtitles are still entirely off in these longer levels. So here we have another gameplay level, and I think after that we will have one more gameplay level, and then we will continue onwards with some story elements. For example, the brain room to drip feed the players some of that as well. And also to give them a little bit of a break from this insane difficulty. Having a bit of a calm section in between where you can chill out a bit is, I think, very, very beneficial for a game like this. And also this level is impossible, so I'm just gonna skip it. Oh yeah, here's our shooter level that is obviously not at the correct position, but it will be probably one of the early levels nonetheless. This will probably be the first boss fight or something like that.
Try harder than this.
And then of course we have a bunch of other levels here. We have the brain room. This is the disco boss fight. Here we have a couple more of these insane spike levels where there are just spikes spawning all over the place. Oh yeah, here's the tower defense level where you can sort of choose which turrets you want to place everywhere, and then enemy waves start coming in. Oh my god, this would pair very well with the shooter mechanic, I just realized. Maybe that would give you a little more stuff to do. Here we have some of the other enemy types where at the moment playing in the easiest difficulty, that's why everything looks pretty easy as well. The cat level, cat. Space defense, and here's some of the underwater stuff, and the AI is already starting to piss me off again, so let's go back and deactivate it and hopefully find the remaining bugs. Alright. Sorry, I'm not reading chat. Sometimes when I get stuff done, I don't really pay attention to chat. Okay, I didn't really get stuff done, but you know, I was showing stuff off, so I'll read your questions in a sec, if there are any. For now, let's turn these back to false. Go away, Mr. AI. And then I wonder what's wrong in the first level. Something's breaking the game in the first level. I wish I knew what it was. That's why I never rename things in GameMaker Studio. Yeah, it's a big mistake. That's true. I wish there was a better rename function that allowed you to do that. Oh my god, streaming for 30 minutes already, and we've got absolutely nothing done. What did I say? I want to implement 2 new enemies and build 2 new levels. Great. Now we're fixing bugs. That's fantastic. That intro is really nice. Thanks. I like it as well. And if I have the time to do so, I will improve it even further. Maybe you have an earlier version of the file you can return to. That wouldn't really pay off. I think I'll find the bug. in a couple of minutes. And there are a lot of changes I already made to the game, so let's not try to go back to an earlier version. If anything, I should do a new backup today. Let's be real. Thanks for reminding me of that. Do you use procedural generation for the level, or do you build them by hand? Procedural generation obviously has a lot of upsides. For this game, I decided to do it manually because manually building levels has a lot of upsides as well. Usually they become a lot more unique and interesting, and I think that's what I want for this game. So yeah, building them by hand. That's a lot of work to do by hand. Yeah, but it, as I've said, it can have more interesting results than procedurally generating them. And procedurally generating really high quality levels is a lot of work as well. Let's keep that in mind. I'm working as well. Every morning I watch your stream and then I have a meeting at 10:30, so I usually have to go. Nice. Is it actually 10:30 in the morning? Do you watch these streams live? That's crazy. Which part of the world are you from then? Probably Australia or something like that. Did I figure that out already before? I'm not sure. Okay. Let's read the error message one more time. Maybe I understand it this time. Maybe if we read it often enough, then at some point it will start making sense. I hope so. Oh, USA. Southeast? Okay, now we can't even start the game. Fantastic. You're always doing backups. Yeah, that's a smart thing to do. I have a couple of backups as well, but my latest one is probably already 2 weeks old, so I should definitely make a new one. Yeah. Remaking all of that is super annoying. Even though it usually gets better the second time you do it. It's not something that's super fun to do. Difficulty selection, please go to this level. So we can go directly to the second level, but why can we not go to the first level? That's what I'm a bit confused about. Let's actually have a look at this object. Object, go to room. I know. I think I know. I think I know where the problem might be. That is so annoying. Okay. That room exists though, so what's the problem? That's the only one in this room, right? And in this room there are none of these objects. Maybe in the create event of this object. Oh yeah. Let's pick a number instead, because that doesn't really matter. Alright, I think we fixed it. Fantastic. I've got to do bug fixing more often, because I feel like every time I do bug fixing my viewer numbers goes up. Then when I do something else it goes down. That's really funny. Australia and USA is the same anyway. Sure. Same direction. More or less. Object AI mode beginning, where are you? Level A01 tutorial. I hope I'll never rename these rooms ever again. This is way worse than I expected. GameMaker, why don't you even allow me to rename stuff? Okay, but now it should finally work. People just want you to fix your bugs, yeah. If you go in a different direction for long enough, it's the same direction. Okay, let's also fix the fact that we're always shooting upwards whenever we don't want to, and then we finally got rid of all of the bugs and can start with the important stuff after 40 minutes. Great. All right. Scripts. Movement, move like a snail, and then where's the shooting? Here. That should only happen if gun equipped equals true. Did you not do find all when you changed it? Is that possible in GameMaker? If so, I would love to know that, because I've never used that feature in GameMaker. It probably exists, right? And it's just down to my own stupidity that I didn't use it. Alright. Now everything seems to be up and running again the way it should. The shooter level is still working, very nice. That is good. Very good, very good. Control Shift FI, really? Oh my god, find all? But it only shows me all of them in this code, right? What if I type in my room name here? A01 tutorial. Find next. Oh my god. Okay, that is... I should have known that something like that exists, but I didn't know about that. Thanks for teaching me something useful. That's actually super useful. Inko IMK2. You like the song of level 2? The dark, creepy song? Oh my god. Look at the bottom console and shows all of them in all code. Great, great. Ah, here, cool. That's awesome. That is really cool. Thanks, man. Conveyor belts. Let's build a level with conveyor belts. Bum, 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 bum. But I don't know how another way to bring this window back other than resetting all of the windows. Maybe I'm not such a Game Maker pro after all. Very possible, actually. Okay. Let's remove everything we don't need from this room. Be gone. All of the traps, be gone. All of the walls, be gone. And all of the players be somewhere else. And which room size should we do this time? Maybe we can make a bit of a downwards level where you go down. So let's make this level a bit higher. Something like that. Looks kind of interesting. I think simply by changing the format of the level, they already feel pretty different from one another. No, that's not scripts. We need objects and we need walls. And the goal can go somewhere else for now. And just wanna block this out real quick. Because main thing I wanna do is test out and implement conveyor belts. And for that, this does not need to be super beautiful. We can still improve this in a sec. And then on which layer will I put the conveyor belts? Probably maybe Yeah, should be somewhere in the background, maybe the minigame layer. And I already have an object for them. Where are they? Conveyor right here. Tack, 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 tack. Tack, tack, tack. Let's put them everywhere. Just for funsies. And now I can go into the correct script and replace that. I want to replace that AI as well, because I want to have a bit of a more difficult one in this level, I guess. Let's just grab the one from what was level 2 earlier. All right. Here the movement gets influenced by underwater currents, so guess that's a good point to influence the movement with conveyor belts. Let's see if that does what it's supposed to do. Want rage make it go up with conveyor belts pushing you out, down? Oh yeah, that would be a, a rage level. Maybe let's make that annoying level a little later on. Oh, the conveyor belts can change directions based on an AI snail prediction. That's a cool idea. That's a funny idea. There seems to be a lot wrong with this level. What the hell? Where did the conveyor belts go, and why is only such a small section of the level colored properly? Oh! And all of the other levels are fine? What? Huh? This is definitely the bug stream today. This is super strange. I really don't get it. They remove any important objects that I need in here, but all of those are usually created at the beginning of the level anyway, so that can't really be it. And why are these conveyor belts invisible? Lol. Lol. They seem to move at snail speed. Never seen anything like that. Actually, I think the conveyor belts are just black for some reason. That's because I set the alarm to 0 and not to 1. On top of that, something doesn't seem to work with our conveyor belts, and something also doesn't seem to work with the level coloring, but those seem to be separate issues. So let's tackle the conveyor belts first. Now they should be visible. And I probably reset the snail speed after interacting with conveyor belts. Oh, that's interesting. How do I set the vertical speed? The horizontal speed. Here, okay, let's handle the conveyor belts after that. Otherwise, it gets overwritten by our basic movement stuff. Okay, nice. Just the animation speed of these doesn't quite fit. But you can see that the AI predictions still work. The spikes spawn exactly in a way that they kill me when I do nothing. So the conveyor belt should probably be even stronger, which means their animation needs to be a lot faster. Image speed equals 2. Or 3. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out with trial and error, as always. What would happen if you put a conveyor belt in the air? Yeah, I guess it would still be able to transport me. But it would look weird. Okay, that is not too far off. and it feels like it impacts my movement a lot more now, so that is very nice. I think the conveyor belts should probably be a bit more visible than they are right now. And what the hell is going on with, with the coloring of the level? Why does it suddenly stop there? That's so weird. Why does it stop there? Did I not put the walls on the correct layer? Steadied. Okay, so the animation needs to be even faster. And what's up with the walls? Are they all on? Ah, no, they're not on the wall layer. Why are they not on the wall layer? And which layer did I put them on? In the end, everything comes down to your own stupidity. Ah, it's on the goal layer for some reason. Okay, problem solved. Nice. Let's see if it works. And then we can start doing some proper level design with this, hopefully. Okay, conveyor belt animation needs to be even faster. Who would have thought? I wonder if they should be even faster, but I guess they're already fast enough. But while we're at it, let's experiment, because sometimes that gives interesting results. So let's figure out the speed we want for the gameplay first, and then we can adjust the animation. That makes more sense in that order, I guess. Otherwise we have to adjust the animation way too often. Yeah, that feels a bit extreme. What if we do 5? I'm back and you can watch for another 15 min. That's nice. What if conveyor belts are way faster? So you can only move against them by jumping. That looks way better when they're faster. Yeah, probably, because then at the very least they have a real impact on gameplay. Now actually the animation fits quite well.
Wow.
to the actual speed they give you. Okay, what happens if we make them even faster? What if we do something like 8? That means you will barely be able to move against them. But it also means that if you move in the same direction, you will be super fast. Oh my god, that's definitely pretty mean. Yeah, actually I kinda like it. Because it does have an impact on the gameplay for sure. And it's also kind of funny. I like it. But I also like that you can still fight against it by going in that direction. Nice. Yeah, that was a good idea, Jan, as always. This seems to work out pretty well. And this is definitely something we can do some cool level design with. Maybe it would even be cool if you could keep that momentum for your jump and only lose that speed once you change direction or hit the ground again. But yeah, honestly, it probably doesn't matter all that much. What's the performance like? Let's check. Yeah, performance looks reasonable. Doing, doing. Just trying to get a little bit of a feel for these controls. Yeah, but this feels pretty great. Okay, I'm wondering maybe we could make this level even more interesting by introducing another additional enemy type, and then we can just make a cool level with 2 new elements that will probably keep it very interesting for players who reach that level, which basically every player should, because it's very early in the game and till then will not be too difficult. Oh, we have a couple new players in chat. Yeah, I'm using GameMaker, that's right. I like Unity as well, but for this one it is GameMaker. You can't really see the direction anymore. Guess there's a fix for that. Also, oh, am I streaming on 25 frames per second this time? Let me check. I can't see my profile. Oh yeah, I'm streaming with 20 frames. I'm streaming with the completely wrong settings, basically. Usually I stream with 60 frames per second, so that is probably also a reason why you can't see the direction as well. In-game you can actually still see the direction, but obviously it should still be visible with 25 frames per second, so There's a fix for that. And while we're at it, we can also make this a little bit wider, so it's actually a bit easier to see. Let's rescale it more or less to be a bit higher. Oops, that is not what I meant to do. Dang it. We wanted to stretch it to the scale. Ah, dang it. Why am I so stupid? The wrong direction. Oh no, and of course you can't revert the change. Oh yes, you can. I'm confused. Now I changed it in both directions. Are you kidding me? Finally. Okay, let's crop it as well. Auto trim all frames, here we go. Good. Let's see if it's easier to see the direction now. Why not 2 new levels? One just for conveyor belts and second one conveyors with a twist. Okay. Alright, why not this way? This way we can spread out the content a bit more. Can you see the direction now on stream? Yeah, I think so, right? In-game it's definitely very visible now. Only thing is that the animation actually still needs to be a bit faster because the snail is still moving faster than the conveyor belts. Okay, let's draw a new enemy. For how long have you been streaming? Okay, 1 hour 9. Let's try to get the second level in before the 2-hour mark. That's the final goal. Great sprite. Spur. No idea how to call this enemy. Let's call him Protector or something. And this will probably not be an AI controlled enemy, but just a very stupid flying enemy that protects a certain area. And in terms of shape, maybe it can have a bit of a plus shape. Something like that, and then we fill everything in here. That's the cool thing about Will You Snail graphics, is that I just do a couple of random quick sketches and then post-processing makes them look good. Very easy to create good-looking sprites for Will You Snail, I feel like, because for some reason they just instantly look good in-game, even though the sprites themselves are completely stupid. Oh no, I don't really have enough space for the spikes anymore. Okay, I guess that's the first iteration of the sprite. If it looks off, we'll give it a bit more space and increase the size of these spikes. Probably looks a little more like hair even. And I don't want to give those a face, because faces are for AI controlled stuff. This thing is not AI controlled, so let's not give it a face, even though I always have this drive to just put a face on there, but no. Let's not do that. Let's just try it like that. And give it a somewhat reasonable manual collision mask that's a little smaller than the actual sprite. Always good to have a bit of leeway for the player, so you don't feel like you got killed unfairly. Then we want to give it the correct enemy color, which is object level styler.cal traps. And you're right, Jan, we should turn it into 2 levels, but for the sake of testing, I'm gonna put it in here. Oh my god, it's that huge? I actually wanted this guy to be a lot smaller. Oopsie doopsie, I guess. And then when the player touches it, it should just get killed. Let's implement that right away so we don't need to do it later on. Yeah, there's already quite a long list of things that can kill you. Nice. Okay, I think I'm gonna duplicate this one. Collision with protector. This needs to go, the rest can stay. And the protector will not be allowed to move through walls. And to save some performance, we'll even only check that if this object is moving, because most of the time this will be standing still. Then we'll have a detection range that we will set here, and that will maybe even change depending on the difficulty setting you choose. For now, let's pick something like 200. If the player is within that detection range, then this enemy will just move towards you, otherwise it will go back to its starting position. That is all it will do. So very simple movement pattern. And the speed. Maybe let's even do something like that. Motion add. That feels a bit smoother even. And here we'll also have an acceleration variable. That will be something like 0.2, and we will have a damping variable 0.95. Here we'll multiply the speed with damping. And if the player is not in range, then it will return home, basically. The acceleration for going home probably be a lot smaller. Whatever. Let's just put it the same. All right. Let's just see if that already does anything and how it feels. Hey Mr. Gaming Diary, welcome to the stream. You should sleep. It's 1 AM here. Yeah, maybe you should. You don't know if you need enemies with the conveyor yet. Yeah, it's probably challenging enough. Yeah, let's try the changing direction thing. Drawing time with Jonas. What will you do if Will You Snail won't sell well? Then I still have a different game coming up first anyway. And if both of those don't sell well, then I might give it one more shot. And then it also depends on how the YouTube channel is going, because even if my games can't sell, then maybe can survive just purely with my YouTube channel, which is growing like crazy. We had 35 subs in one day recently, which I have never ever seen ever before. No, what are you doing? Oops. Hey, I Anonym, what up? Making more levels, and hopefully we'll finish this level and another one within the next 40 minutes. That's the challenge. Oh no, I started the game on a higher difficulty. I can already feel it. The spikes are a lot meaner now. Dang it! Should start the game on easy difficulty. These enemies so far are not very dangerous. Detection range, let's give them 400. Make him a lot faster. How do you look so fresh at 1 AM? It's not 9 AM here. I knew that was a bug. What are you? Ah, you saw that bug when I coded it. Yeah, that you could have told me, but I usually don't read that on time anyway. Yeah, that's more like I imagined this to be. But that feels like the brutal difficulty setting. They are aggressive, yeah. Very brutal. They don't interact with the conveyor belt in an interesting way, that's true. Maybe we should introduce the blocky enemies first, because they could interact with the conveyor belt. Or we could also make a ground-based version of this enemy first. That is influenced by the conveyor belt. Or we create an entirely new enemy that is specifically designed to work on conveyor belts. That would be probably the best option. Guess if we want to use those in the next conveyor belt level, then I mean, in terms of difficulty, they feel reasonable now. Gotta balance those out for the different difficulty settings at some point anyway. Dang it. Oh, I almost made a speedrun of this level. Oh yeah, that was a speedrun. Okay, whatever. Do you usually work more in Unity or in GameMaker? At the moment, it's pretty much 50-50 because my main project, Will You Snail, is obviously in GameMaker, but all of my other projects are in Unity. But all of the other projects at the moment are not really taking up all that much development time. Just a little side project I made for the video this Friday, for example. I coded a cool AI in Unity. Stuff like that. Whenever I start something new at the moment, I usually do it in Unity, except if I know that it's something that could be done very quickly in GameMaker, then sometimes I still use GameMaker. But usually Unity is the preferred option for now. Bombs would move due to the conveyor belt. And they would have different players set by the AI to explode at the player. Yeah, that could be interesting. Just in general, having some stuff roll down this conveyor belt would be cool. Okay, I guess we have made one enemy in advance then. But we're running out of time. Okay, maybe we can make another enemy that interacts with the conveyor belt. So you're saying bombs. Okay, let's do bombs then. And then that means maybe we'll need a bomb spawner as well. Bomb. And obviously a bomb will simply be a square. Something like that, right? Maybe with a big X or something like that. We'll have to see how that looks in-game. Otherwise, we'll just get rid of it. And obviously the bomb is already burning, so let's create a bit of an animation for that really quick. Wrong color. Okay. Let's try that again. Okay, that looks good enough. if we're touching a conveyor, probably stupid that I named these conveyor right, because Jan is obviously right. It makes a lot more sense if the AI just controls the direction of all conveyor belts, so no reason to have one that goes to the left or to the right. Okay. So I guess that will require some more work, because now all of the bombs will just end up over here and stack up there. Yeah, we're making bombs that travel on conveyor belts because the kind of enemy I created does not interact with the conveyor belt, so it doesn't really make sense to introduce them at the same time. Okay, the collision masks of these bombs seem to be way off. So yeah, maybe they should just explode after a while. The question I have is, how do we make them explode next to the player, and how do we spawn these? Where do we spawn these? It's all a little trickier than expected. Yeah, there needs to be a cannon that spawns bombs, yeah. Yeah. One interesting question is, can we make them stack up simply by making them solid? If we're a little lucky, that actually works. Because that would look a little better in my opinion. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's cool. That is actually a lot better. Oh no, now spikes are spawning on them as well though. Oh no, okay. Okay, so what happens if we have a bomb spawner? I'm still not sure where we're going with this, but let's just do something. And then if this timer is expired, and set this to spawn rate and create object Why did I call it bombs plural? That doesn't make any sense. Object bomb. X, Y layer. Okay, lol, where's my bomb spawner? Here, okay. Okay, let's just see what happens and maybe get inspired by that. Remove the protectors from the level right now. Yes, that sounds like a good idea. Yeah, that's Game Maker Studio. It's interesting how people always ask the same questions when they join, but understandably so, of course. So that is absolutely fine. Seems like I spawned them on the wall, so that's why they're not falling down. No worries, we'll figure something out. Let's remove solid. Maybe they're not falling down because they're colliding with themselves or some crap like that. I should just write Game Maker Studio in the description, yeah, but Darky is right, not everybody looks in there. Okay. That's a couple too many bombs. So I think I did something wrong. Maybe. Once again, where's the bomb spawner? I'm so confused all of the time. Bomb? Shouldn't the bomb spawner be somewhere down here? Bomb spawner? Why is it in AI? Doesn't belong in there. Oh my god, what am I doing there? What? I mean, okay. That's certainly interesting as well. Sorry, what? Okay, maybe you can help me look over this. We set the spawn rate to 0, then we set spawn in to spawn rate. So spawn in is set to 100 as well. Correct? Then I reduce spawn in by 1 every frame. And if it's smaller than 0, then I reset it to spawn rate. So back to 100. And then I spawn one object. What is not working here? There needs to be some sort of obvious mistake that I'm missing. Let me know if you have figured it out. Make this on impossible difficulty, make one level like this. I'm not sure the performance likes having thousands of objects being spawned. Feels like the spawn rate is not reset to... The spawn in is not reset to spawn rate. What if I just hard code something in here? Is it fixed then? Oh! I had a typo in there. And GameMaker doesn't care about typos because it just thinks it's a new variable. That's annoying. Okay. Problem solved. But the gameplay problems are obviously not solved yet. Yeah, that's obviously... It's way more interesting to have something that interacts with these conveyor belts, and maybe for the sake of simplicity, we should just make these explode when the player is nearby, or when they touch a wall like that, so they don't keep stacking up. I think that would be the easiest solution for now, so let's do that. And even those by itself already feel quite interesting. Especially if we add some changing directions for the conveyor belts and stuff like that. That should feel quite interesting. Or maybe they just explode after a certain amount of time, or maybe even after a random amount of time, I don't know. Okay, let's give them... Oh my god, we have 15 more minutes. Okay, better finish something then. Equals image object cal traps Okay, so this will be our pure conveyor belt level. Let's finish this level real quick and then we'll worry about the next level. Actually, these really long blocks look surprisingly good, so I think we can keep them. Let's just add a couple more blocks to hopefully make this level a bit more interesting and polished. These conveyor belts down there seem completely pointless at the moment, so that's something we've got to fix. I just want to make it a little less obvious what the best path down here is, basically, so we can take different routes. That would be nice if that were possible. But also I don't want to take too much space away from the player, because it felt quite nice that this level was a little more open. Oh no, on which layer am I building walls again? That happens all the time. Okay, that looks interesting, except for the fact that I wanted to make a bit of space here, so you can in theory go down here if you want. And now let's place the remaining conveyor belts. Here, there already one up here. No, okay. Okay. That level is done. Only thing we need to do is put the goal down here. Let's test it real quick, and then we've got 10 minutes to finish the next level. Looks kind of cool though. I like these conveyor belts. They fit into the style quite well. And oh yeah, let's test this on a reasonable difficulty setting, because so far we've only played this on very easy difficulties. Let's play it on Rage mode, which is obviously the intended way to play for skilled players like me. And what it does, it gives you a lot less reaction time to those spawning spikes. But as skilled as I am, obviously still make it. Let's test a different way. Okay, this way feels way superior because it's very close. Oh, there's not a lot of space in there. No, we're still lacking the changing conveyor belt directions. Dang it. Right, I think we'll not be able to do that today. But tomorrow's still a day. And with a bit of fantasy we can call this level finished, I guess. Just make a little more space over here. Okay. Let's rename the level to Conveyor Tower so we know what this is. And let's duplicate it. And this is number 8. Conveyor Tower. And this time we'll start at the bottom and we'll have to fight our way up. For now, let's remove all conveyor belts real quick so we can change the rest of the level layout a little more easily. Da 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 da. And the players should start somewhere here. And the goal will be somewhere up here. Now go up with bombs falling. Yes, exactly, that's what I'm doing. We had the same idea. Now it's time to get a little more mean. And usually I feel like it's not a good idea to just copy paste over levels because then I tend to keep way too much of the previous level. So let's just delete a bit of stuff here so I am actually forced to design something new, because otherwise I'll just keep it all. And I mean, if we're already designing levels manually, then better make sure they're actually unique and interesting, otherwise what's the point? Okay, I guess I'll make 2 alternative routes again. One right here. But as that is the shorter one, that will have the trade-off that it's probably a lot harder to get up there. And this is the slightly longer route. Am I still placing all of this on the wall layer? Yes, wow, that's the first time today I'm working on the correct layer. Who would have thought? Okay, the question is, can we even design this level without conveyor belts that change directions? I mean, never mind, we don't have the time to do anything else anyway. Because deadlines are deadlines. Guess we'll not finish these levels entirely today. But at the very least, we'll get quite far. Minigames. Dip. Maybe not everything needs to be covered with conveyor belts, you might be thinking. But I disagree. Everything needs to be covered with conveyor belts. Okay, maybe not this little piece up there. Okay, yes, that little piece up there as well. And now let's place our spawners. Bomb spawner. One bomb spawner here, one bomb spawner here. One here, one here, one here, one here, and one here. For the sake of testing, let's say, or for the sake of actually completing this, let's say when two bombs collide with each other, they destroy themselves. That is actually not a super bad interaction, might actually be quite interesting. And oh yeah, when the player touches a bomb, he needs to die as well. Or she. It, the player. Duplicate event collision with bomb. Okay. 2 levels are completed and time's up. We've reached the 2-hour mark now, so if the levels don't work now, then I guess that's how it'll be. Okay, that's obviously very easy on this difficulty and without... Okay. Okay, I actually spawned quite a bunch of bombs there. Lol. Let's see if we can get up there. Oh no, there's spikes on top of that. Oh, Jesus Christ. It would be very useful to know when these spawners are about to spawn a new bomb. Okay, as you can see, we created another monster of a level. What the hell? Can't even get up there. Well, lucky me that I didn't start it on a higher difficulty. What a rage game. Ce n'est pas possible. So is this actually the hardest level we ever created? Come on, Spikesies. Lol. Lol. Okay, bye. Bye-bye. Already people leaving the stream. Brown Rice Studio. Make error fix level, where you have to fix bugs as a player. I mean, that would fit very well into the game as well. Good idea, Darky. It's easy, and what? Do you wanna try it? Do you wanna screen share on Discord and show us how you beat it? It does not look easy at all. Oh, dang it. Oh my guy, almost made it past that section. Okay, let's try a different path then. And now now what would happen if we had the same level but with changing conveyor belt directions? I mean, don't even want to think about that. Back here there are just too many bombs arriving. This is not a good place to go up. This level definitely needs some fixing. But other than that, maybe that path back there is the correct way to go up there. Ah, this level is freaking me out. Okay. If you have any more questions or suggestions or things you want to discuss with me, feel free to post them in the chat right now. I'll be reading chat for a couple more minutes and then we're gonna call it a day. Make the level bigger, maybe so it can accommodate for some amount of hazards. So I mean, you have even more options and different routes. Rice, Mina, QR. That would obviously be an option. True. Changing conveyor belt direction should be without spikes. Yeah, that would be a little too mean. In this level at the very least, I guess. Plus with the conveyor belt direction there is already AI interaction anyway. Yeah, it's too easy. It needs buff. Needs to be even harder. Correct. These streams are getting longer. Why are they getting longer? Maybe because I'm enjoying them more. I'm getting better at streaming. I don't know. Definitely feel a lot more comfortable talking to a couple of strangers on the internet than when I started. Obviously, you're not strangers anymore. I see a lot of you every single day, every single time I stream. You're here, so that is cool. Feels fun to make games this way. Double the AI, double the fun. By doubling the object, everything gets twice as good. Everybody knows that. If you want to go twice as fast on the highway, you need to put 2 cars on top of each other. Then you can drive twice as fast. That's the same logic, right? I'm getting worse at ending streams. Yes, that's true. It's too hard to say bye. And you're posting too many questions, which means I can't click end. As long as there are new questions coming in, I can't click end stream. So the way you described it yesterday was pretty accurate. We won't let you end the stream. That's actually how it feels like. Make conveyor belts kill you. So you can't touch anything, basically. Is that what you want to say? That would be true impossible mode. Okay, before there come any new questions in, I want to say thanks for watching. Hope you have an amazing day or evening or whatever time it is in your time zone. And I'll see you tomorrow for another developer stream, and then Friday will be another interesting video about AI. So, see ya.